All right, here we are at the top of the 19th of November turn for the Forgotten Battles. It's becoming a slog now. We're deep in it, and I just pulled last turn. I pulled Second Belarus out of active mode or combat mode, and given them a chance to move some stuff up, put some more supply in place. We've kind of got that scattered all over the place a little bit. I might need to check my location of that front. It might, regrouping front, it might be too close to the front. I need to double check that. In the rules, in the south, just struggling to get anything going down there, and that's in fact one of the formations that I want to reactivate. I've got to activate the front for First Belarus. It's been problematic. This location of this unit, if I go too far north, puts these guys out of the front zone, which is not a bad thing. It just means I've got to shuttle supply around, so that's a little annoying. And with this last move of the, Second Belarus, it's left a significant gap here where there is no front boundary, which also is not a big deal. It just means I've got to shuttle supply. So now I have to shuttle supply two areas. Makes things a little complicated. At the top end of the map, where we're now abutting each other very tightly, West and Second Belarus. So what I'm thinking I'll do is I'll run this combat front maybe two more turns and see if we can't peck away a little bit here. It's getting really tough. And I've yet to really bring the formations to bear in combat mode. I've been holding them in reserve, looking for breakthrough opportunities. Don't think that's going to happen here, so maybe we'll just use the punching power of the units themselves in combat mode to try and mass up on the attacks here, number one, and number two, bring in the penal brigades to negate some of these hedgehogs and see how that works for us. It's last turn was a no flight turn, and in fact I need to roll for weather and whatnot, but no flight turn, so it was very difficult for us to do really much any activity without air support. They looked like it was going to be a lot of arty, and I didn't have the supply there that I wanted to spend, so kind of a wasted turn, but I did rejigger the lines. And oh gosh, and we'll see what we can come up with from there. And further up Baltic, I probably need to activate Baltic at some point in the near future, just to say I did, and also to see if I can find a hole up there to break through on. But it is certainly static, and I think the depressing part about the Baltic line in particular is that I already see, there's already this secondary line of hedgehogs. It's a bit of a beat down there, so you're going to break, even if I break through this line initially, a deft retreat will just set me up for another slogging match. So there's some morale issues going on for the Soviets at the moment. I've got the little 2T per hedgehog unit here, starting to build a line around this crossing point, this double rail line that leads directly to Minsk. So this will be well hedgehogged anyway, I guess, and we'll see what happens from there. I'm trying to think what else was interesting here. I think I didn't move that guy. I put him down. I'll have to work that out. And I've also misplaced a hedgehog. I think that guy was on one of these X's here. So a couple of sloppy little bits here and there, but I'm trying to clean up the Soviets just because there's so many of them. And it's all kind of the Germans have been retreating faster than the units can advance in combat mode, so I'm moving units up in move mode, which can create problems. But the Germans are content to sit behind the Dnieper. This is the Dnieper line here, and let the Soviets come at them. And they've been very, very fortunate with their air and their initiative rolls. The air attacks have disrupted Soviet combat, and then the initiative rolls have allowed the Germans to get a couple of back-to-back turns when they needed them to either pull back or reconsolidate or shuffle the line. Excuse me for a sec. So that's kind of what's going on. All right, catch you soon. Roll dice.